G'day, I'm Andrew Daddo, and I'm heading to Mungo from Sydney for a bit of camping, and I'm dragging the Jayco Swan Outback behind my Outback into the Outback. I love the symmetry of that. A trip like this is just a great way to see Australia. I'm in Nyngan. It's about halfway. It's on the edge of the Murray-Darling Basin, and it pops up out of the plain like an oasis on the Bogan River, and it really is beautiful. Now, if you thought you can only tow with a massive car park hogging ute or four-wheel drive, you'll be pleased to know that is not necessarily the case. You can tow with an SUV, like the Outback Touring XT, as long as you pick an appropriate size trailer and follow legal and safety requirements around towing capacity and towing weights. There's a bit of jargon to deal with, and that jargon does have the capacity to get a bit confusing. So this video will hopefully make it all a bit easier to understand and get you out there on the road towing sooner. A car's towing capacity is influenced by a range of factors, including its weight, engine power, torque, type of transmission, suspension, brakes, and even the tyres. For towing, all-wheel drive vehicles offer an advantage over front or rear-wheel drive vehicles. They can provide more traction by supplying power to all four wheels, reducing the likelihood of wheel spin. With the benefit of Subaru's all-wheel drive expertise, Outback, Forester and Crosstrek all offer towing capability. You can find the specific towing capacity for each model and variant on the Subaru website. This Jayco Swan Outback is a great family-size camper trailer with an average aggregate trailer mass, or ATM, which is its loaded weight limit of just over 1,800 kilos. That's within the towing capacity of the Subaru Outback Touring XT. The Jayco Lark Outback is another good family option, with an average ATM of just over 1,600 kilos. It can be coupled with either the Forester or an Outback. As far as lighter weights go, this Jayco J-Pod X is a great little trailer that's perfect for getting away from it all for a few days or more. And at an average ATM of just under 1,250 kilos, it's a great fit for the Crosstrek. The car and trailer combination used in this video provide a guide, but you should ensure your personal combination is within the towing capacity and the weight limits specified for your own vehicle. Okay, that's the towing capacity, but let's talk more about some other towing weights and measures that are important to understand and comply with. First, let's look at the car weights. The general weights and weight limits for your car and those related to towing are specified by the manufacturer. So it's always best to check these for your specific vehicle. Tare mass, or tare weight, is the empty weight of the manufacturer's specification for your car with 10 litres of fuel. Any optional or aftermarket accessories that have been fitted, like a tow bar kit, are not included in the tare weight. The curb weight is the same as tare weight, but with a full tank of fuel rather than just the 10 litres. Total vehicle payload is anything added to the car that wasn't part of the standard specification. That's everything on or in the car, including optional or aftermarket accessories, fuel, passengers, luggage, and so on. The gross vehicle mass is the maximum weight the car can carry on its axles. Each axle also has its own maximum weight limit. When you're towing, you have to include the tow ball download from the trailer in the vehicle payload, but we'll look at what that means shortly. Here's a handy tip. If you want to calculate the maximum payload for your car when it's got a full tank of fuel, subtract the curb weight of the car from the gross vehicle mass. Gross combined mass is the weight of the car and the trailer when they're hitched together. It's the gross vehicle mass plus the gross trailer mass, and you mustn't exceed either of these individual limits or the total combined limit. The weights and weight limits for your trailer or caravan are specified by the manufacturer, so it's always best to check these in the owner's manuals or with your retailer. Trailer tare is the weight of the standard model of the trailer as specified by the manufacturer with factory-fitted accessories only. It doesn't include any optional aftermarket accessories that have been added. Sometimes it's called the dry weight because it includes the weight of the gas and water tanks, but only when they're empty. The tare weight may vary depending on what factory-fitted accessories were included in the build. Trailer toe ball download is the weight the trailer applies through its jockey wheel when it's not hitched up, or onto the car's toe ball when it is. The toe ball weight at the trailer tare weight is usually shown on the trailer VIN plate, but the actual download weight will increase depending on how much is loaded into the trailer. Trailer payload is anything added to the trailer that wasn't part of the standard model specification, such as optional or aftermarket accessories, plus anything on or in the trailer like tools, food, drinks, or even luggage. You also need to add the weight of the water and the gas in the tanks. The aggregate trailer mass is the weight of the trailer when it's loaded and sitting on its jockey wheel, and there's a maximum limit specified by the manufacturer. The gross trailer mass is the weight of the trailer when it's hitched to the car. Effectively, it's the aggregate trailer mass less the toe ball weight. To calculate the maximum trailer payload, subtract the trailer tare weight from the aggregate trailer mass. Okay, so we've covered all the individual weights and the overall assembly weight. Where things get a bit complicated is once you hitch up your trailer to your car, and then there's physics and maths come into play. And didn't we all love those at school? No, I didn't think so. All right, get ready, here we go. So let's walk through this, as it can be a little confusing. Individually, we've got the loaded weight of the car, which must be within the gross vehicle mass, or the GVM limit. Then there's the loaded weight of the trailer, which must be within the aggregate trailer mass limit. The two hitched together can't exceed the gross combined mass limit. What's important to know at this point is the balance of the weight changes. When hitched, around 10% of the trailer weight transfers to the car as toe ball download. Distribution of the load can impact download, but more on that shortly. Given your car has a GVM limit, this extra weight must be included as part of your vehicle payload calculations, along with the weight of the driver, passengers, luggage, and accessories like the tow bar. For example, the Outback gross vehicle mass limit is 2,200 kilos. So if the car was already loaded up with, say, 2,000 kilos, hitching up a trailer weighing 1,800 kilos would increase the payload by 180 kilos. And the loaded weight of the car is then 2,180 kilos. And that's just under the GVM limit. As toe ball download increases, weight available for payload goes down and vice versa. If you know the weight of the trailer, you can estimate what payload capacity remains for the car. So first, subtract the curb weight from the GVM, so you're accounting for a full tank of fuel. Then, subtract the weight of the driver, otherwise you're not going anywhere. Then, subtract 10% of the trailer weight. That will give you a rough guide to how much weight capacity you have left for passengers and anything else you need in the car. And remember, you'll need to include the weight of your tow bar as well, along with any other optional accessories. This might be stating the obvious, but if your car is loaded to its gross vehicle mass limit, or even close to it, it shouldn't tow anything. Makes sense? I hope so. How you distribute the load in the trailer will also impact the tow ball download. So it's really worth taking a bit of time to plan what goes in the car, what goes in the trailer, where things are placed, and then checking your weights to ensure that you're safe and legal on the road. Ensure heavier items are placed over the trailer axles and as low as possible, and that the trailer coupling is at the same height as the tow ball coupling on the vehicle. The vehicle and trailer should look relatively flat when hitched up, with a tow ball download at or very close to that 10% mark. Anything heavy in the boot of the vehicle should also be placed low and over the rear axle. Too much weight at the front of the trailer will make the tow ball download too heavy, causing the front of the vehicle to lift, which can impact steering response. Too much weight at the back will result in the tow ball download being too light, which can impact trailer stability and create sway. So the message is this: plan your packing, load carefully, and then check your weights, and if needed, move or remove load to ensure you're within the individual and overall weight limits specified for safety and legal reasons. Remember, if you exceed the specified weight limits, this can also impact warranties and insurance. Once you're all loaded up, it's also a good idea to check your tyre pressures and adjust in accordance with the recommendations for your vehicle and your trailer. For a more detailed explanation of towing weights, check out the towing section in the Subaru website at subaru.com.au/towing. All right, I hope that's helped explain some of the mystery around towing weights. Let's get into some of the practical stuff like towing accessories for the car. It's always a good idea to go with the manufacturer-endorsed accessories and to include them in the specs when you order a new car or have them fitted by an authorised dealer if you decide to add them later. That way, you know they'll be compliant and you should be covered by the manufacturer's warranty. At a minimum, you'll have to have a tow bar kit fitted to your car. The tow ball rating will vary from car to car, so it's important to know what it is for your vehicle before hitching up to a trailer. You might also need towing mirrors if the width of your trailer is wider than the mirrors of your car. To be honest, they're often worth having regardless, as they provide good visibility of what's happening out the back. One of the most important things when you're towing is to ensure the braking system for the trailer is appropriate for the weight. Legal requirements on trailer brakes vary, so check the rules for the state or territory where you'll be towing. All trailers weighing over 750 kilos must have an efficient braking system, which for most modern trailers like this Jayco Swan Outback will be electric brakes. This means your car may need to be fitted with an electronic brake controller like the Red Arc controller from the Outback accessories range. Electric brakes are mandatory for trailers over 2,000 kilos along with a breakaway system, but they're a good safety idea for lighter trailers too. If you haven't used an electronic brake controller before, it's a good idea to take time to drive around a bit to get the setting right before you head off. You can check out towing accessories in the owners section on the Subaru website. So I've done a fair bit of planning, done the prep, done the homework. Now it's time to hitch up the trailer. This Outback has some really cool features to make hitching up a trailer pretty easy. The auto-dipping passenger mirror helps you line up to your trailer, while the 11.6-inch infotainment screen display for the rear camera means it's a breeze to centre the trailer up to the tow bar tongue every time. The reversing camera is fantastic. It's so much help. My dad, who's 85, reckons it's cheating, and yet he always uses his. You might want to turn off your parking sensors or your reverse automatic braking features if your car has them, or you can just enjoy the noise. That's looking pretty good in terms of alignment. Once you're lined up, you can lower the trailer onto the car by winding the jockey wheel until it starts to lift up. That lets you know the weight has been taken by the tow ball. You can then connect the hitch and tow ball. The next step is to attach the chains and shackles. The best way to do this is to attach the chains to the opposite fixing point so they form a cross under the tow ball. That way, in the event of the trailer decoupling, if it falls, it should be caught by the safety chains. Once that's done, disconnect the jockey wheel and stow it away safely and securely. So, once we've hitched the trailer, connected the chains, then we've got to connect the power. The wiring harness is located under the rear bumper near the tow bar. This trailer is fitted with a 12-pin plug, and like most cars, the Subaru wiring harness is 7-pin. So we need to use a 7 to 12-pin adapter to connect the power between the car and the trailer. Okay, so that's all good. Everything's connected. All that's left to do, release the handbrake. Released. Before you go anywhere, get someone to help you check your brakes and your blinkers. Do the brakes? Good. Bit of a chance for a dad joke here. Left blinker, on, off, on, off, on, off. So that's hilarious. Right? Yeah, good. Good to go. So funny. As the driver, it's actually your responsibility to ensure the vehicle and the trailer are set up and loaded safely and within the specified weight limits. To ensure you are within the weight limits, you should have your car, your trailer, and your combined assembly weighed. There are a few ways you can do that. You can buy or borrow towing weight scales and do the measurements at home. You can head down to your nearest public weighbridge, or another option is to contact a mobile towing weight service. They come to you, they take all the measurements for you, and that's a great option if you've not done it before. You can check your tow ball download with a tow ball weight gauge, but this won't help with all those other weight measures. If you're new to towing or have upgraded to a larger trailer, it's worth thinking about doing a towing course. You'll learn how to hitch up correctly, do your safety checks, and also how to drive and reverse while towing. It's worth doing some homework as well and a bit of practice before you head off. But here are some general tips. Allow more time and space when braking and changing lanes. Apply your accelerator, brakes and steering smoothly and gently, especially in wet conditions. Stay within the speed limit specified by the state or territory or by your vehicle's manufacturer, whichever is lower. Give yourself more room when cornering. Start wide and turn later. And this is pretty obvious, take frequent rest stops as towing can be more tiring than regular driving. Well, I hope the video's helped. As I said at the very beginning, there is a bit to think about and a bit to plan. Now, if you haven't towed before, maybe this will give you the inspiration. And if you haven't towed for a while, get out there. There's so much to see in Australia. For more details, go to subaru.com.au. And while you're there, check out Subaru's Great Australian Detour, including the towing episode. And there's also a podcast for entertainment while you're on the road. Happy travels. It's fun. Advice given in this video is general in nature, as each vehicle is different. Refer to your individual owner's manual for information on towing and check your weights to ensure you're in compliance with specifications for your vehicle.